and restore ourselves from this animal level that we're on to become humans, we need to look for something like this. But the problem is, like you mentioned, that there's division in this country.
Yeah.
So we have people in this country that believe in war. We have people in this country that believe in God. We have people in this country that believe in service. And we have people in this country that believe in, their fourth factor now.
Yes.
So we are divided. So as Zimbabweans, we need to find one unifying factor, because right now we believe in 4 unifying factors and it's dividing us, and we won't go far because, like you said, we are pulling from each other. Because you're a Christian, but we have comrades in this country who believe in war, and they say, "Who's Jesus to us? We were in the trenches, we believe in the gun, and we have people who believe in service, they believe entrepreneurs, they believe that, if I work hard, everything will be good. But, the person who believes in God, there's a lot of division. So, in conclusion, we need to find one unifying factor for the country. So, the next topic of discussion is the rise of the informal sector.
Okay, so the rise of the informal sector again, not a topic which has come by itself again. It's a culmination of the economy and all the other topics. It's related, and thank you for giving me these topics, because they are intermarried and interwoven, and I think that's why I liked this set of topics, because they speak to each other in succession. So the rise of the economic sector, the informal sector it can be traced to the exodus of Zimbabweans, which I talked about. Because just as you are looking at this bottle here, as you are draining out the fluid in this bottle, you are displacing water in this, you are leaving out the space. What's taking up that space? So in the same situation, as the country is living, as the country's brains, as the country's able-bodied people are leaving, as the country's entrepreneurs are closing shop, and so forth, people have still got to go on. People have still got to send their children to school. People have got to, their livelihoods have got to continue. What else is there? And it is true that setting up a company is not the easiest. And this is why you are now seeing the government is now making serious efforts of making ease of business. But government can only do an ease of business if there was a policy of business being hard to set up. So it's easier to just bring your banana, scotch cart of bananas and trade for the day and go away. You don't have to deal with Zimra, you don't have to deal with, what you make is what you take home. And so this has then brought about the rise of that. And of course, the general state of the economy, which we've talked about, also then brings about the more informality, because people, it becomes too hard to formalize, because you then have to deal with a lot of regulatory authorities before you can talk about profit. So who needs all that jazz? It's just then easier to just simply sit and bring your shoes for the day, you trade whatever you get, you go home. Yes, you are going to have running battles with the city of Harare or the whichever authority you might have, but whatever you get or whatever you lose, that's the end of it. Whereas if you are a formal institution, then it means the running battles are longer and you're going to lose more. So the environment that we are in really is more promotive of people informalizing rather than formalizing and putting more capital into the formal spaces, it were. I think, but at the end of the day, it's really again a lot of things that are bringing about and increasing the informal space.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot, and it's a complex issue.
It's a very complex issue. It's a very complex issue which sooner or later has to be tackled.
How? Okay, so
Yeah.
firstly, what do you think that the rise of the informal sector is a good thing for the people of Zimbabwe? Do you think that it's something that should be developed rather than abolished? Because like you said, we have an undeniable gap,
Yeah.
and we have to fill it, and we're filling it by this informal sector. So if we remove them, we won't really be doing anything because the gap will remain. So how can we sort of like develop the informal sector to make it?
My feeling, and I say this as a citizen, is that we must, because the formal sector serves a purpose to make sure that everybody has got something to put food on their tables at home. Everybody must live, and everybody deserves to have food on their table, as it were. But we must now, as a country, move to, what can I say, put them into the mainstream economy. We mustn't be content that there's the formal sector. We must now include them and also make them, fine, they are already part of the economy, but now we must now make them more.
But that will mean formalizing.
Yes.
So we should formalize the.
So by formalizing them, what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, you'll see the current bylaws that are in place that are restrictive of the formal sector are no longer working with the realities on the ground, because the bylaws of the city of Harare are from 1975, where in 2025 the realities on the ground are different. So, and what do I mean? Practically, the person who is